Hello, sweet Ziva family. Hi, Ziva tribe. Thank you for joining me today. I am over the moon excited to share one of my favorite humans with you. His name is Thomas Jones. He is the creator and the co-founder of something called the Paradox Process, which we're going to get to in great detail today. But I'm really excited to share with you. He is my personal therapist. We started working together in 2004, and I know that because it's the year that my father passed away, and I started seeing Thomas a few months after that, and working with Thomas was one of the most profound things that's ever happened to me in my life. He has helped me to take authorship of my life, to really get in touch with my own feelings and not just feeling them, not just sitting in the feelings, but using those feelings as a tool to catapult and create change. He's given me the tools to feel fully what I'm feeling and then author what I want my life to look like. And he's given me tools to process in times of extreme emotional upheaval. And that is why when all of this happened, when we found ourselves in the middle of this global pandemic, he was one of the first people that I called and I said, hey, the world needs you. I want to introduce you and your brilliance to the Ziva tribe. And he immediately said yes. And so we're in for a big, big treat today. So hello, Thomas. Thank you so much for being here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be here because I think this is a time when people need to hear something different than the hysteria that they've been fed. Right?
Yeah. And I even found myself yesterday. So look, I'm a longtime meditator, longtime practitioner and 11-year meditator. And I found myself yesterday, I was just addicted. I was just scrolling. And I could just feel my spirit. I could feel my body collapsing. I could feel all of me just getting stressed. And I wouldn't put it down. And so today I'm giving myself a media diet. I'm saying if I'm going to be on social media, 10 minutes. I set an alarm on my phone, 10 minutes.
Wow. You know, I used that very phrase earlier. I said, you have to take a media diet because, you know, when you're listening to that stuff, that carries a frequency, the frequency of fear and anxiety and worry and doubt. And you're going to start resonating to that frequency, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, there's the neurochemical addiction that we have to fear too. You know, it's like an itch that you keep scratching because you can't resist it. But you're right. You got to take a break. You got to put that aside.
Mm-hmm. And what I'd like for us to do today, and thank you so much for generously coming on here today. And we're not just going to be talking at you. I want you guys to gain an intellectual understanding of one, the power of therapy, but two, the beauty of this unique process that you've created. The way I describe Paradox Process is that it's like speed therapy. I think one session with you is like 100 sessions with someone else. And so that's one way of saying it, meaning that you just process so quickly. You come to a space of objectivity and clarity and possibility. It feels instantaneous, but I know it's not instantaneous. It's always a process. It's always iterative. The other way that I describe Paradox Process to people is like applied meditation. So a lot of folks in the tribe right now, I know a lot of you guys already have a meditation practice. And so you likely have a visceral understanding of how meditation can change your nervous system, how it can get you out of fight or flight and into what I call stay and play. And that is beautiful. And that is like eating our vegetables. And we have to keep that foundational practice. And sometimes shit hits the fan. Sometimes you can't see your own stuff because you're in it. Sometimes you need an outside eye. Sometimes you need, I call this applied meditation. So doing a session with you, I feel like it takes all of the beautiful de-excitation and objectivity that comes from meditation, but you can apply it to one specific issue, one specific feeling. And that's what I would love for you to gift all of us today, is actually walking us through a collective universal experience of the Paradox Process. Because, you know, just in doing these lives and checking in with you guys, you know, some of us are like a 8, 9, 10 out of 10 on the stress scale right now.
Yeah.
And so I just think it would be really beautiful to come down to a place of possibility and objectivity. But will you describe what you see as the Paradox Process and how it works, and just to give us like the intro to what your work is?
Sure. Well, you may or may not know that this started out as a meditation. this started out as a mantra meditation using the mantra, accept the unacceptable,
Mm.
right? And we were originally teaching it that way, but we decided to redesign it because it took us a long time to get through issues. You know, you take an issue, you meditate on it, you change the issue, you get insight and information, and you clear the emotional charge. So at a point, we decided to trigger it with a command language. And so we came up with a language and with what we call keys, or keystrokes on the computer, kind of our own, where when you hit that key, it starts processing, it starts that meditation in you in a very compressed way. And again, what it does is it clears the emotional charge, and it allows you to reclaim the insight and information that's there. You know, concurrently with our madness, we have a real clarity. There's a part of us that's absolutely clear and objective and has insight and information. And so this is really about uncovering that. You know, I like your description that it's, 100 hours of therapy. And I think that's true, because we're not about dwelling on the past or looking for the origins of the issue. We're about dealing with the experience you're having now and changing that experience in the moment in a way that gives you a different point of view and a new perspective.
Oh, so beautiful, you guys, and it's so powerful. And I'm just so thrilled for us to experience it together. And I know you've been working for people for 40 years. You've taught the best of the best, and you're an author, and you wrote a book called Love Games. What is it? The what of relationship?
The hidden rules of
I can't
relationship.
read my own writing. The hidden rules of relationship.
Okay.
And at the end, I've asked Thomas to share with you guys. He gave my husband and I an exercise right before this quarantine started, and y'all, it is saving my relationship. So stay tuned for that fun nugget after we do the actual exercise. So I just want to share quickly my interpretation of the exercise, some tips as you guys experience this for your first time. So Thomas is going to kind of use me as a guinea pig, and I can be kind of playing the role of all of us. And he's going to walk us through the exercise, and I'll let him explain it more, but he'll be, asking some questions or saying some inputs that have an emotional charge. And then I'm going to be saying something that's almost acting like Thomas said, is the delete key. So if you imagine that you have so many layers of emotions, and each time we're going to say this phrase, it's like hitting the delete key, and it's just peeling away a layer of emotion so that we can get to that knowingness that you just mentioned, that piece of us that is connected, that piece of us that is at peace, that piece of us that understands that this is all working out exactly as it's meant, even if it's not our preference, even if it is forcing us to face or forcing us to let go of our illusion of control. Good. Is there anything else you want to preface, or anything else we need to know going into it, or should we dive in?
Well, here's what you need to know, that we're going to go over the emotional charge of the issue. And so I'm going to be firing a lot of statements and questions at you. All of them have an emotional charge. Some of them may be true, some of them may not, but each of them has that emotional charge. And we're going to be clearing that emotional charge away in a way that kind of, as you said, lifts the layers of unclarity off and allows you to be where you're really at.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that explains it until we do the experience, and then they'll see what it is, right?
Okay. Yeah. And I would say let this be experiential, let this be visceral for you guys, versus trying to analyze it or figure it out in your left brain. Just see what happens in your body as we move through this exercise.
Yeah. And, if you want, close your eyes and you can get the experience. There's a lot of visuals that go with this. And as it's clearing out, you may see pictures that give you insight and so forth. Yeah. So we're going to identify the issue, and we're going to identify the strongest feelings within that issue. And then I'm going to start making statements and firing them at you. And you're going to say a 2-word phrase. You're going to say feeling clear. And that triggers that internal meditation that's going to clear the charge and give you insight and information. We're going to create a scale of 0 to 10 and determine how high on that stress scale you are. Then we're going to work from that number and work our way down until we get to a place of clarity.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. So we'll all check in with ourselves to see where we're feeling on that scale.
Yeah.
You'll say some input, some questions, some statements. Some of them will be true, some of them won't be true, but they'll all have some sort of emotional charge. all be the guinea pig, all be giving the voice for all of us. But should they say it out loud, or should they say that phrase, feeling clear? Should they say it in their minds or out loud?
You can say it in your head. That's absolutely fine. Unless you're on the subway and you want to get a seat, then start saying it out loud. People.
Also, don't be on the subway right now.
No. Stay away from the subway. Any incubator, stay away from it.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the 0 that I want to work toward. And then we're going to determine how far from that 0 you are.
Okay, great.
So let's say, for instance, the 0 we're going to work on is being fearless, clear, objective, free of the hysteria and the anxiety about this time, in a way that you relax into it, that you feel safe, guilt-free, anxiety-free, and that we create a new, more optimistic space that you can live in from this. How far from that would you be if that's a 0?
Mm-hmm. I think for me right now, I'm at about a 6 or 7, but I feel like the tribe might collectively be at like an 8.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
So let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with that, because we're covering a lot of territory and dealing with a lot of people.
Yeah. And then just one thing is that I think the microphone on might be getting tapped on your shirt. So maybe if you're, maybe just hold it up. Yeah. On that
Sure.
side. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. If that's
great.
the microphone you're using. Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
Isn't it important for me to know that what's happening now is absolutely meant to be?
Feeling clear.
Good. Can I trust that I have the strength to go through this?
Feeling clear.
Why am I afraid of what's going to happen?
Feeling clear.
When am I going to recognize and understand that I'm safe within this?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to be at ease with what I'm doing?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to see through the filter of ease rather than anxiety?
Feeling clear. What
is this fear about?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust myself?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust the outcome?
Feeling clear.
Is there a part of me that's terrified of the unknown and what's going to happen?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that my mind is filled with pictures and images of scary outcomes?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that my mind is manufacturing outcomes when in fact I don't know any outcome?
Feeling clear.
What would it be like to be in that space of not knowing?
Feeling clear.
Can I find safety in that?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that my mind is trying to find remedies and solutions for this, and that's creating anxiety?
Feeling clear.
What if I don't have to solve anything? I don't have to fix anything. I don't have to do anything.
Feeling clear.
What would it be like if I just show up in the present and deal with what I have to deal with immediately?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that I have the resources to do so?
Feeling clear.
Isn't there a part of me that anticipates everything that I have to do and is exhausted just thinking about it?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of all those thoughts and constructs and stay present?
Feeling clear.
What would it be like if I felt real ease and real possibility for this?
Feeling clear.
Isn't this a random and scary time?
Feeling clear.
What if I knew that it isn't random?
Feeling clear.
What if I can actually make this into a powerful and interesting time for me?
Feeling clear.
What would it be like if I knew that this was the opportunity to turn inward in a big way?
Feeling clear.
What if I knew that this is the opportunity to create relationships in a different way?
Feeling clear.
What if I knew that this is actually a process of us reconnecting when we've been so disconnected?
Feeling clear.
What if I could see this as a positive force that's actually going to bring us together?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to feel my inner resources and feel my inner calm?
Feeling clear.
Can I capture a vision wherein this makes sense and it leads us to a better place?
Feeling clear.
Would it be powerful and important for me to have that vision and to live from that positive vision?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that the landscape is unknown right now, but I can project a vision onto it that makes for a better experience for me?
Feeling clear.
Can I enjoy that projection?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that I'm going to do everything I need to do and take care of myself along the way?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that I'm allowed to be optimistic in this time?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that even though that feels verboten, I am allowed to see it positively, to use it positively?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that I have the strength to make this into a powerful and productive time?
Feeling clear.
Isn't it okay for me to let go of my fears?
Feeling clear.
Isn't there a part of me that feels obligated to be afraid?
Feeling clear.
Isn't that what I've been told?
Feeling clear.
Isn't all of the media telling me to worry, to panic, to take care of myself, to be safe?
Feeling clear.
What if the reality is I am safe?
Feeling clear.
What if the reality is I'm going to be safe?
Feeling clear.
What if I hold that space and look for the positive outcomes that I can create?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that this is a gift?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that it's the gift and the possibility of reconnecting in a big way?
Feeling clear.
Okay, that's the first round. Let's have you check in, see what that feels like, see what it did.
So I'm going to check in with myself. I would also encourage everyone watching to check in with yourself. Whatever number you started at, just check in, see where you are now. And can you remind us of what the 0 is again? What are we working towards?
0 is being fearless, guilt-free, anxiety-free in a way that I see this as an opportunity and that I embrace a vision that is positive and empowering for me.
Okay, so if I was at like an 8 before, I feel like a lot of that really resonated with me. I already feel some emotional charge clearing, some possibilities opening. I would say I feel like a 4. A 4.
Okay. Cut that baby in half. Let's do some more. You ready?
Yep, ready.
When am I going to trust that I'm an incredibly resourceful human being?
Feeling clear.
Isn't it important for me to see that even though everything feels out of control, it's not?
Feeling clear.
What if I knew that I can't control the circumstances I'm in, but I can absolutely dictate the experience I'm having?
Feeling clear.
What if I allow myself to settle into this experience and enjoy it?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that this is the opportunity to let go of everything I can't do anything about?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that I can travel light through this experience and come out of it even better?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that my peace of mind and clarity is right there underneath the worry and the doubt?
Feeling clear.
Is it a time to remove that worry and doubt?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to feel safe within myself?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that I'm strong enough to deal with any outcome, any eventuality?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that this is a time for me to rebuild, for me to recalibrate, for me to make plans and to live into those plans?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize the positive possibilities within this time?
Feeling clear.
Can I take the time to breathe, to relax, to reconnect?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that the spiritual purpose of this journey is about reconnecting in a big way?
Feeling clear.
Can I reconnect with myself?
Feeling clear.
Can I reconnect with the people around me?
Feeling clear.
Can I value the relationships I'm in and allow them to sustain me?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that everything that's unimportant is falling away?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that everything that is important is coming present?
Feeling clear.
Can I look forward to the future with everything, all the changes that this has created?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that it's filled with possibility and potential?
Feeling clear.
Can I set goals for myself during this time, outcomes that I want to achieve?
Feeling clear.
Can I learn new skills and play in different ways?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of all the extraneous worries and doubts that I've been carrying?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that this virus is a great clarifier?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that it shows what's important and what isn't?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that 99% of what I've been worrying about is unimportant?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that it's time for me to value myself, my life, my relationship with me, and my relationship with others?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to take the gift that this is and to reconnect without fear?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that this is the opportunity to change not only my world, but the world?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that old constructs are falling and it's the opportunity to envision new possibilities and new constructs?
Feeling clear.
Can I recognize that we have been isolated and now we get to connect?
Feeling clear.
Can I take the opportunity?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to feel empowered and enlivened by this?
Feeling clear.
Can I allow myself to feel safe within this?
Feeling clear.
Can I trust that it's part of the journey, that it's meant to happen, and it's going to bring us to a better place?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of my apprehensions and fears?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of the feeling that I don't have control?
Feeling clear.
When am I going to recognize that when I build the intention, I take command?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that if I don't create intentions now, I'm in a rudderless ship?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that when I do create intentions, I'm in my purpose?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of the fear?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of the guilt about other people being in worse shape than me?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of the worry about what's going to happen next?
Feeling clear.
Can I let go of the frustration over feeling helpless within this?
Feeling clear.
Can I see that this absolutely has a purpose, and when I give it a purpose, I'm no longer frustrated?
Feeling clear.
Can I see then it becomes my plan?
Feeling clear.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I feel like I'm at a 0, like a 1 or a 0. And the things that really resonated for me was that idea of the construct that I get to choose what I create out of this. And then I imagined all of us collectively creating a new paradigm, creating new constructs, because like you said, so many things that are irrelevant are, crashing down, and nature does not like a vacuum. And so it's up to us to create this new reality, to create this new way of being. And that feels really empowering to me. It feels challenging, but easier to do together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that resonated. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, the choice for us now is you can be reactive and deal with the fear and the worry and the doubt and the insecurity, but you can be proactive
Mm-hmm.
and determine, no. This is the outcome that we're going to achieve. This is what I intend. The opportunity to create a vision.
Mm-hmm. And I think I would like for you to speak to or highlight more the difference, or it's really a juxtaposition, because at first it could seem paradoxical, hence your name of your company, Paradox Process.
Yeah.
But this idea that we're not in control of the world events, we're not in control of this pandemic. So we have to simultaneously surrender our illusion of control to the external events, and simultaneously, paradoxically, we can intend and create our experience inside of something that is uncontrollable. Can you just sort of speak to that paradox?
Sure. I was talking to a guy earlier who was saying to me, hey, if we create our own reality, why did I create this? What is that about? And I had to clarify for him. And I said, look, we don't create the circumstances we find ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
We create the experience that we have within those circumstances. And so it's up to you to shape it in a way that you want it to be. Yes, the circumstances are fixed, but our experience is something that we can greatly influence. And your happiness and your peace of mind are based on your experience, not on your circumstances.
Mm.
So this is about taking a hold and creating a vision so that this becomes part of your purpose.
Beautiful. So, the way that I kind of share that inside of the Ziva technique is with manifesting, which is, I just offer people the idea of asking the one question, what's one thing I would love right now? And that's just that question at the end of the meditation puts you into a space of possibility. But I'd love to hear your tips. I know earlier you were saying you maybe wanted to share a firm clear, or maybe some affirmations, or if we do this work of clearing out of the not so lovely vibrational feelings,
Right.
Then do you have any tools where we can start to move into the vision or get clarity around what it is that we do want to create?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because again, your internal dialogue is what's going to create your external life. And so there's an exercise called the rant, which I'm going to turn people on to because I think it's incredibly valuable, that your mind has a natural penchant for complaining or bitching or, just going negative, right? And if we're just at the mercy of that, it kind of takes us hostage. But we can use that very tendency to actually clear the emotional charge from whatever is going on. So if, for instance, you took, and I tell people to do this in 60-second increments, right? Take 60 seconds and complain as though you're talking to a friend about whatever is bothering you, and say feeling clear after each sentence. And what's going to happen is that your mind is going to serve up all of the things that you're upset about. But by hitting that key, you're now meditating on it. You're now clearing the emotional charge, and you're going to have a different experience. And so what I recommend to people is take a minute in the morning, a minute in the afternoon, a minute at night, and do the rant and clear that stuff out. Now, having cleared it out, you're right. You know, the universe doesn't like a void. And so having cleared that out, you now can use a key that we call a firm clear that allows you to create a positive construct, a positive context from which to live. So a firm clear is used by stating the positive outcome that you want as an already accomplished fact. So I'm already fearless and using this time productively, a firm clear. I'm already feeling safe and in my power throughout this time, a firm clear. I'm already doing X, Y, and Z. And so what you want to do is you want to create a scenario that you want to live from, right? And what this does is, having cleared the negative context with the rant, you use a firm clear in order to create that positive dialogue or that positive state of mind. It's a very powerful place to be.
Yeah. So it's so simple and yet so powerful, because if we don't let that rant up and out, then it stays inside. And you guys have heard my nerdy theme song, you know, better out than in, better out than in, better out than in. Because if it stays inside, then it starts controlling us. That becomes our rudder to the ship.
Right.
And so if we just purge it and say that feeling clear. So I'm going to challenge us all to do this 1 minute. We all have 1 minute to spare right now.
Exactly.
And so 1 minute, rant it out loud. And after each rant, you just say feeling clear. And then how long should we do the affirm clear? Should we do them back to back? And
I do them back to back, and I do the rant for a minute, right? And then I'll do affirm clear for a minute.
Okay,
right?
2 minutes.
So 2 minutes of work will change your mindset and change the outcomes that you're getting in the world.
Oh, I'm so excited to do this.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Well, it's my idea of fun, right?
Mine too. Mine too.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much for walking us through that exercise, and thank you for giving us this homework. Is there anything else you want to share with folks, big picture, or things that they should know about this type of work before I'd like to end with the relationship tip, if you don't mind sharing that. But anything else you want to talk about this process?
Yeah. You know, when we let the mind do what it wants, it's going to go to a negative place. That's evolution. That's how we survived. Okay. We couldn't walk out of the caves without being paranoid that we were going to be eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, right? So the mind tends to go negative as a defense. So when you interact with your mind and decide to turn it around, it's a very powerful thing to do. But the first thing you have to notice is that mind can be very negative, and it will bring you down that path. And so this is a way of kind of interceding and taking control of your mind, taking direction in your mind in a way that you set where you want to go and the outcome that you want to have. We have an enormous amount of control over our internal experience, but we have to be mindful of it. We have to be aware of it in order to change it. And I think these simple exercises will allow you to see what's going on in there. And by the way, don't be freaked out when you see how negative your mind is. That's mind. That's the way it is, right? But deliberately changing it into a positive framework or a positive outcome will change how you experience your life. So it's subtle, It's simple, but it's powerful.
So powerful. I mean, the most profound truths, the most profound tools, at least in my experience, I've found have always been the simplest. And thank you for reminding us that this fear that we're feeling is not wrong. There's nothing wrong with us if we're in fear.
No,
This is what our brains have evolved to do. So,
absolutely. Yeah, don't be down on yourself because you're in this anxiety or fear or worry. That is, of course, the most natural thing in the world to do. But having acknowledged it, now take command, take control, direct it where you want it to be. I tell people this is a time to create a vision of what you want to see happen next. This is an incubation time that you can either live in a fear-based way or you can be proactive and create the vision that you want.
Yes, yes. It's that galvanizing force right now. We're being moved through a galvanizing force. And so, we get to choose what happens on the other side of that, how we adapt to and relate to that galvanizing force. Also, if we have this fear-based mind, if we have this fight or flight thing going on anyway, just on a random Tuesday, now, if you don't have any tools and if you haven't been practicing talking to your mind, feeling your feelings, taking ownership and authorship of your life and your feelings, then you have the most perfect, powerful, and biggest excuse in the world to continue to let your fear run you. Right? Like, no one's going to argue with you. You're going to have so much unity. You're going to have so many friends being like, me too, girl, me too, me too. If you stay in that space, if you stay in that space of fear and victimhood. And of course you're allowed to be afraid. Of course you're allowed to feel your feelings. But what I feel like the theme of this work, your life's work, your 40 years of working with people, is empowering folks to feel it, yes, but then take authorship, take ownership, set your rudder for your ship so that you're not just being a victim to the world's circumstances.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to share this. And will you close us out? Because I know a lot of folks, I mean, if you're lucky enough to be quarantined with someone, because I think there's challenges being quarantined by yourself. There's also challenges to being quarantined with a romantic partner. And, there's a meme going, or it's not a meme. My friend posted, she said, so many people are talking about all the coronavirus babies that are going to be born in December. I think the real heroes of this are going to be the divorce attorneys. Like, the real winners of coronavirus is, everyone's going to be getting divorced. But I'll let you, I want to share my experience first, and then I want you to give us the exercise. So a couple weeks, was it a week ago? I don't know. It was very, very soon to when we got quarantined. I think it was last Tuesday. My husband and I went in for a session with you, which, thank you so much. It was awesome. And at the end, you gave us a homework assignment and you said, just for the next 2 weeks, just act as if you're madly in love with each other. And that might sound, like, aren't you madly in love with your husband? It's like, well, look, we're both running businesses and have a toddler, and we are, there's lots of going on in life. And so not all the time. No, we're not all the time madly in love with each other. And we go through our stuff like everyone else. And you saying that exercise, just act as if you're madly in love with each other. Our relationship has been so fun. It has been so flirty. It has been so considerate. And even though we're like quarantined and it feels like the apocalypse is happening outside, we're having so much fun with each other. And I was like, everyone should be doing this. So can you just give us this tip or walk us through this exercise for anyone who's cohabitating with a romantic partner?
Sure. And I love that. That's a beautiful outcome, by the way. And the reason I gave you the exercise was that you guys were out of goodwill toward each other. When you go through a relationship, a lot of things tap your goodwill and use it up. And if you don't have ways of replenishing that, you're not going to have the ability or even the will to problem solve or to connect. And so this was an exercise where, for the next period of time between now and the next time I see you, act like you're madly in love. Now, someone would think, oh, but you're faking it, right? But here's the reality of it, that it sets a premise that gives you permission to love the way you actually want to love, to be who you actually want to be, to see your partner as who you want to see them as. It gives you permission in a way that renews your excitement about that person and about yourself. So it's a very powerful inducement to come to that new place. And it's fun.
And it's fun. And I forgot about that piece because that was the thing that really resonated for my husband was the goodwill. You know, that you're building goodwill. It's like you're making deposits in your love bank account. And
Yeah,
especially in a time like this when there is so much external demand, like even if your partner isn't making withdrawals on your love bank account, your kids or homeschooling or just the a million things that we're all adapting to right now might be draining your love reservoirs. And so
right.
acting as if you're madly in love, it's like building love equity. And the other thing you shared that I'd love for you to elaborate on, you said when you act as if you're madly in love, you put down something like personas or holdings, or you put down something, and some of them you'll never pick back up again.
Yes. You know, we relationship is so funny because we build cases, right?
Mm,
We build a case against each other.
yeah.
You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, right? And then we live from that space, and that doesn't generate goodwill, you can imagine. So when you take this position, you have to let go of the old positions.
Mm-hmm.
And again, some of them will never return. And you don't need them, right?
Yeah, I don't need to be mad about the laundry you didn't do last month.
Yeah,
It's done.
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is a way of, again, accelerating your growth,
Mm-hmm.
accelerating to where you want to be, and recapturing who you actually are to each other.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's an opportunity. You know, the experience of being in love is not necessarily getting the love that you get from your partner, but giving the love that you have to give. And so this is permission for you to pour that on, to give all that love that you have to give. And that creates the experience of being in love.
Oh, I love that so much. Using your relationships as an outlet for your fulfillment and not a place where you need to fill yourself up.
Yeah.
What a powerful reframe. Um, okay, so I'm sure there's going to be a zillion people who want to work with you and immediately want to sign up and do a session with you. I know that you've trained a team of amazing paradox process practitioners, but if people want to work with you, should they just go to paradoxprocess.org? And I'll put the links in the comments, but is that the best place for people to work with you or someone on the team?
Yeah, the best place to go is to paradoxprocess.org.
Mm-hmm.
And there you can find a facilitator, you can get information, you can connect with us. We
Mm-hmm.
will respond and get you working. You know, the object of this process is not to create dependency on someone else, but to teach you a skill that you can use anytime you need or want.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's something that you get to use on your own. But
Yeah.
yeah, go to the website and there's tons of information, et cetera.
Okay. And you guys are working remotely, working digitally. We can work via Skype or phone or whatever.
We're doing Skype, phone, FaceTime. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Great. And one thing I just want to highlight, because I know I said I started seeing you in 2004, which is true. And we did work together for many years. And then I stopped because I had the tools. You know, you had given me these tools and I did feel like I had the ability to do it on my own. And I didn't see you for many, many years. I stopped having sessions for like, I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe even 8 years.
Right.
And then I just started back a few months ago because I've been going through a lot of transitions in my life and felt like I needed some support. And so just like I'm so big on Ziva meditation making you self-sufficient, that you're not dependent on me or an app for your meditation practice. It's one of the things that I love about you and Paradox Process, is because you're training us to have the tools so that we can use them ourselves. And I think it's a really powerful and unique thing about what you're doing.
Yeah, and I love that. You know, my take on it is, gee, if everybody in the world did this, it would be a better world
Yes.
for
Yes.
me. You know,
Yes. We're all just
selfish.
really selfish. Like
Yeah.
just for a minute there, like while we're talking about manifesting and creating a different paradigm, like just for a moment, let's all imagine a world where all 8 billion people woke up, meditated, cleaned house, did this rant, did the affirm clear, like handled their own shit, and then got intentional about how they want to feel, how they want to show up in the world, and felt connected and clear on their vision. There's no chance that the world doesn't get better for every single
Absolutely.
one of us. And these
Absolutely.
things are so doable. It's so possible. You know, I mean,
They are.
it's possible. 20 minutes from now, the entire world could have done a meditation. We have technology. You know, these things are no longer hidden away in the caves. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, that went away.
Uh,
So, you know, it's so possible. And so this is the vision that I would like for us all to be holding as certain systems, as certain paradigms come crashing and crumbling down. Yes, we can mourn them for a moment And then we have to very quickly get intentional about what new system, what new paradigm we want to take its place.
Yeah. And I think this process and every spiritual practice is the opportunity to accept things exactly the way they are in order to bring them to exactly where you want them to be.
Accept the unacceptable. It is really the first lesson that you ever taught me. If you want to change things, you must first accept them exactly as they are.
Yeah.
You're in a ditch and you want to get out of a ditch, you pretending that you're not in a ditch is not going to solve that problem.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. So thank you for your lifetime of service. Thank you for 40 years of helping people. Thank you for the books that you're writing. Thank you for changing my life for the better. You are the most emotionally intelligent human being I've ever met. I call on your work and your tools every single day and have been able to help lots of people because of it. So thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today. You guys, please do go to paradoxprocess.org. If you're feeling like you need some support through these times, Thomas himself and also his whole team of trained practitioners are amazing. Some of them are some of my best friends, and you're going to love them. And yeah, anything else you want to leave us with before we wrap it up?
All I want to say is that the power is in your hands. Even though we can feel incredibly helpless in the face of all of these crises, you have the power to change your experience anytime you choose. And that's an extraordinary power.
So true. And it's such a beautiful gift. So thank you for reminding us of that and for empowering us to wake up to that. All right, friends, thank you for watching. I hope that you found this as powerful and as valuable as I do. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are doing great. We are all doing the best that we can with the tools that we have. I will post the links in the comments, and I hope that you create your intention for how you want to feel today and practice that exercise. 1 minute of rant with feeling clear, and then 1 minute of saying how you want to show up with affirm clear. All right, friends, love you. Goodbye.